Greg LeMond is the fastest man at all the intermediate checks over all the 136 cyclists who have gone before him. Having figured out the position his body must stay in, the focus he must have, Greg LeMond prepares to start.
Was entering the dark tunnel, but further up the Champs-Élysées, Greg LeMond now knew he was winning the stage, his third stage victory of the Tour de France.
I've often thought what would have happened if that 1989 Tour de France that I sort of stumbled across in that summer holidays before I thought about my future, and if that race had turned out differently, if it had been a relatively slow, dull race, would it have captured my imagination? Well, the likelihood is it wouldn't have done, but that moment in time certainly had a huge impact on me that I never forgot, and I've taken that experience throughout everything I've done in life actually, the fact that you can accomplish anything if you're determined enough to do it, even if people don't believe in it.
Yeah, so Joe Greenham now, English rider, really good British domestic rider, finding his way at these World Cups.
Well, from that moment onwards, I just wanted to ride a bike, and so I went and got this bike, which wasn't very good. It was all that I could afford, and I very quickly realised actually I was never going to be a very good cyclist, but that didn't stop me from enjoying it and from really wanting to do it. And so from that moment on, I was kind of obsessed with cycling and wanted to get into the cycling industry, didn't know how to, started working in a little bike shop, then realised quite quickly that actually where I really wanted to be was in the distribution side, talking about brands, being with brands. And so that little career developed and ended up working for a local distribution company that were doing GT at the beginning of the mountain bike boom, and worked my way through the industry to the point that after about 14 years an opportunity came to see if we could do this for ourselves, and for all of that passion and enthusiasm, that brand focus, to be really augmented into our own business, and that really was the seeds of Saddleback starting. So you're starting a business, what you're going to call a business that you don't know what it's going to become. We're sitting there in our little semi-detached house in a box bedroom that was, you know, the size of a single bed really. And what were we going to call this business? Well, my grandmother comes from the Lake District. It's a very outdoors place, somewhere that means a lot to me personally and the family. And behind the village Threlcold that she grew up in is this mountain. This mountain is called Blenclathra, but the locals call it Saddleback, and it's a famous mountain. It's one of the highest peaks in the lakes, and for me it was a place that really resonated and had some cycling connotations, had outdoor connotations, and it had family meaning. So the company was born, the name was chosen, and off we went.
All I had in my mind that time when I read these grateful words, I knew everything.
Well, we're in a very privileged position now, very privileged indeed, where we have got amazing brands that look to us as their representative for the UK, for Ireland, and growing further afield, Germany and Austria for some. And for us, we don't want to lose sight of what's made that a desirable portfolio, and that's staying true to the core value, which is ultimately to have complementary brands that all reflect the same core values throughout those brands, that the people involved at the manufacturing, development end share the same values that we do, a passion for cycling and ultimately friendship. So what does it mean for me personally? Saddleback, 15 years on, did we ever anticipate that it would work out like this? Well, of course not. It was really just a dream to be involved in the cycling industry, to be around cool stuff, to be able to enjoy talking about bikes. And here we are today, a successful business that has grown to represent some of the world's best brands. It's an honour, there's no doubt about that, and every day we continue to think, well, you know, how did this happen? Why did it happen to us and not to others? And it comes down time and again to the people in this business, the people that share the same passion, that want to be a part of it.
Sway is right.